Hello, hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Doctor Webinar. All right, before we start, let us do a quick sound check. If you can hear me well, can you type in 888 onto the chat box? 888，听得到我的声音的话呢，可以按888在那个聊天室那边。好的，感谢。Okay, I'm Vincent here, and I will be your main host and translator for today's session. I'm so happy to see so many of you today. Thank you for taking your time off to participate in today's session to enrich yourself. As for those who wish to listen to Mandarin, you may tune into the Mandarin session by clicking on the interpretation button Mandarin. I will be doing the translation after the introduction. So today is the 9th of September, and it's an auspicious day here for us in Asia, especially for the Chinese, right? Okay, means everlasting 久久嘛，是吧? All right, so today is the launch of our new soft launch market, the Taiwan, and we are looking to grow this traditional powerhouse market together with every one of you here. So Taiwan has now got their shopping cart in Taiwan dollars, okay, Taiwan dollars, and also we have got the Zinzino test website up in traditional Chinese. For the Zinzino website, we will have the traditional Chinese within the next 3 to 4 weeks. So stay tuned for release. All right. So today, Doctor will be discussing with everyone, why is it so important to have balanced oil in our diet? Balanced oil, all right, in our diet, and how it can help our body to be in balance. And of course, right now, if you go to the mall, go to the shop, online shop, you see plenty of different brands or products and omega-3 out there. So but have you actually go through it? See which one can actually give you the best choice. So doctors will be giving us some tips and advice later on this. So doctor will also be touching on our very, very important tools, okay, which is our balance test. This is a very unique test that other companies do not have it. So this test is actually one of the key drivers as to why Zinzino has been growing so rapidly worldwide. You can see every company out there, every brand out there can be saying that they have the best product, or that they can have this, and they use a lot of testimonials to sell. We at Zinzino, of course, we do have a lot of testimonials as well, but not only that, okay, we make good use of our test report, okay, to show that the product that you are taking or they are taking are really effective. The balance test report will give you a very clear indication of your current health status. As we grow more educated, okay, the people out there market grows more educated, the science and the facts of the report will become very important, and that's why test-based nutrition will be the trend in future. So until today, we had did check earlier. Okay, we have done about more than 700 balance tests worldwide. Okay, and the numbers are just like increasing every week. So, and of course, before the end of the session, okay, we open up the queue for some Q&As. This is a perfect opportunity for you to ask Dr. Abraham anything about health and products. I'm very sure, over the past week, we have encountered plenty of queries, questions from the customers. So yeah, get them prepared, and then after that, you can type into the chat box and ask a doctor later. Q&A is actually one of the main highlights of our webinar, and as doctor will be giving his advice, just like doctor consultation. Okay, and it's also a very good time for every one of us here to learn and share knowledge. All right. Okay, and before we start, let me give a very short introduction of Dr. Abraham. Okay, I'm sure most of us here already know him. All right. Okay, but for the benefit of the newcomers, okay, doctor has been in the medical field and worked in hospital for more than 40 over years. So even though he is a medical doctor, he truly believes in the holistic approach to keeping our body healthy. He is also now in the scientific advisory board for Zinzino and has been working very closely with the rest of the board members to develop better product for the market. So without further ado, okay, let us give our warmest applause to welcome Dr. Abraham. Doctor, please.
Thank you, Vincent, and welcome to everyone who's on the webinar. I really look forward to this webinar chats with you all, particularly so when we get questions, very interesting questions, where we can be of use to you. Today, I thought I will cover something that is not specifically talked about.
中文翻译听得到的话呢，现在开始。
Looking at the presentation of Zinzino.
你现在在看 Zinzino 的 presentation。 那我
Swedish
们
company
是一
that
个瑞典的
markets
公司，
nutritional products.
那我
And
们售卖的就是保健品，营养保健品。
small technical adjustment here. Vincent, I can hear your translation.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's okay. So it sounded like I'm hearing Mandarin in one ear and my sound in the other ear. Okay. Zinsino markets a number of nutritional products. In this part of the world, the first product that we have launched is the Balance Oil. Actually, it's basically omega-3, normally known in the market as fish oil. We call it Balance Oil because this is taken to balance the omega-6, where in this part of the world we have too much. When you balance, your health improves. And this is something that everybody knows. And now more things have come into light, more findings and so on. So one of the biggest challenges today would be for a person to walk into a shop or look at the different products available in the market and try to identify the best omega oil that he can get. And there are some guidelines to this. Okay. There are many different car tires sold in the market. None of them are bad, but it depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for the best value for money? Are you a frequent traveler and you want the tire to last long? Are you the type who'd like to have a soft ride, so you look for a softer tire? Is your country very wet? It rains very often, and the sound is not very clear. Is this better now? Is the sound better now? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I think my video has improved, but the sound system, I need to update it a little bit. So just like a tire, all tires are required to be sold in the market because some consideration will be cost, some they want quality, some when they want certain conditions to be met and so on. So similarly, omega oils in the market serve different needs. Now, if you are one of those who are looking for the best compromise of everything, not just cost, but also quality and effectiveness, there are some guidelines. Okay, let me start with fish oils first. Because when you walk into a well-stocked pharmacy, you will get 3 types of fish oils. Some of you may remember cod liver fish oil. Cod liver oil. Cod is the fish, okay, which has been known in the market for the last probably 60 years and has served its purpose very well. It has been modified a little bit and it is still on sale in many pharmacies. Then comes the mainstream fish oil or omega-3, which is fish oil normally called. And now some pharmacies also carry what is called krill oil. Krill is actually not fish, but something like prawns, but very microscopic, or rather very small. And they are lower down in the food chain and they collect omega-3 also, okay? So you could be faced with any of these 3. And I'm sure all of you would want to know a little bit of each so that your choice can be more profitable or the right one. Now, when we take cod liver oil, as the name suggests, it is obtained from the liver of cod fish. When we say omega-3 fish oil, it is taken from the flesh of fatty fish, including cod, salmon, or if you want to go to smaller ones, anchovies, and so on. Now, when it comes to krill oil is exclusively from krill. Krill is eaten by all the larger fish, and krill usually travels in the water in large groups. So these larger fishes just come around, swallow the whole water, filter and throw out the water, and they get the krill. And there are some YouTubes where you can see very large whales doing it. It's very interesting to see that. Okay, so what is the use and how do we zero in on what we need to take? If you look at cod liver oil, it has omega-3. Fish oil obviously has omega-3. Krill oil also has omega-3. So what's the difference? Cod liver oil has low amounts of omega-3 and large amounts of vitamin A and D. And A and D used to help with the prevention of frequent colds. And this was prescribed 40, 50 years ago. It worked very well for children because those days you used to get good cod liver oil. Good cod liver oil tastes terrible. And I still remember children being every day forced by their parents to take a large tablespoon of that. Now, because of that, cod liver oil has been modified, made less dense or less concentrated. They have added taste like orange or lime or something like that to make it tasty. So it is still good, but not as effective as it was years ago. Some people still take that. Yes, it is better than nothing. Okay. Then we come to fish oil. Omega-3 oils are taken from the flesh of fish, from the fat that is found in the body of the fish, not the liver. Okay. Now, how does it compare with krill oil? When we compare the two, we find that krill oil has lower amounts of omega-3, EPA, DHA. Omega-3 oil is basically what we call triglycerides. They are fats. The fats have the important part that the body uses, like EPA, DHA. The amount in fish oil is more than krill oil. How much difference? For the same amount of krill and fish oil to be equal in EPA, DHA, you have to get 3 to 4 times the amount of krill to be processed. Now, krill processing is not easy. Added to that, the fact that it is of lower concentration, to bring it to a higher concentration, it is costly. And the difference in cost for the same amount of EPA, DHA could be 3 to 4 times, sometimes even more. Now, both oils have antioxidants that are attached or comes with the oil. However, in today's situation, all countries require these oils to be refined or purified. And therefore, when they go through that system, what happens is they lose most of the antioxidants, if not all, that comes through. In the fish oil, the antioxidant is fluorotannin. In the krill oil, it's zeaxanthin. Slightly different color and slightly different makeup, but both are good. Unfortunately, when you go through the process, you have, or the process is such, it removes it. And then to supplement the difference in EPA and DHA amount, now you have to add concentrated EPA and DHA to enhance the krill oil. There have been a number of studies. Some say that krill oil is absorbed better. It is possible because the EPA, DHA in krill oil is mixed in fat, which is a little different from the EPA, DHA of the fish oil. And that fat is a little bit more easily absorbed. Okay, that small advantage is there. But when we take the amount of fish oil for a certain amount of the active ingredients, EPA, DHA, to get the same active amount, you got to consume more and pay much more. And that's the reason krill oil has not caught on. Now, there is some discussion going on because the way we are harvesting fish, let's say we get everybody in the world to take fish oil. There isn't fish enough in the ocean for everybody to consume fish oil supplement. And I want to highlight the fact that we are one of the first companies who have gone into vegetarian oil, or rather vegetarian fish oil. Now, if that market grows, of course, the dependency on the fish will be less and we don't have to, well, wipe out the fish. Now, when it comes to krill oil, currently the consumption is equivalent to harvesting only 1% of the krill in the ocean. Okay, it is a little bit more difficult to harvest krill. They are much deeper. You need more extensive fishing methods, and they have to be cooled immediately because of the fat it is dissolved in, which is good, but degenerates much more quickly if you don't freeze it. So there are challenges with krill oil. Some companies have decided to mix krill oil with fish oil and have marketed it and found that the effects are no different from taking fish oil alone, simply because at the end of the day, the effect is from the amount of EPA, DHA that you are consuming. And it is recommended that you take a minimum of 500 milligrams when both are combined. Now, that is difficult to achieve in a regular krill oil preparation. Okay, so now you're decided on what you want to take out or from these three oils. Your choice should be a good quality omega-3 preparation. Okay, the next thing to ask is, what is the presentation? Usually it comes as soft gels. There is oil and the tablet or soft gel looks very large and the oil is inside. Some people get scared at the size. In fact, a soft gel is easier to swallow, even though it is 2 to 3 times the size of a tablet, because as you swallow, it is flexible. So it will bend around the corners of your throat and all that and can go in. If you want to give it to a young child, you can't give that size. You will have to puncture the soft gel, squeeze the oil out onto the tablespoon, and then feed the child. So a little bit of a drawback there because it is packed in soft gel. If it is liquid, then it is much easier to pour out, take it, and titrate the dosage according to the age group. If the whole family is depending on one bottle and it happens to be a liquid preparation, then you have no problems at all. Whether your child is preschool or a teenager or an adult as a parent or even an elderly person, the amount that you pour out can be very easily corrected. That is one advantage of a liquid. Now, the other thing is, in a liquid, you can know when the oil goes bad. If by mistake you opened the bottle, you left it outside with the top open, you did not look at it for a while, maybe 2-3 weeks, and then you come back to it and you realize, the oil still looks okay, but how do I know it's gone bad? Now that you can distinguish by a little bit of the smell, and if you taste it, it will taste rancid and you know it has gone bad. If not, you can still consume it, okay? But in a soft gel, it is all covered. Now, because it is covered, we assume that it is sealed. Unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case. Studies show that fish oil, even in soft gel, can go rancid, and you will not know. So you will continue to take it. That's the other advantage of a liquid. So preparation, preferably, okay, would be a liquid preparation. Now, the other thing is, after years of looking at people who have taken fish oil, their heart health is not as good as the population that eats fatty fish. So obviously, the population that eats fatty fish is getting omega-3 plus something else that makes the difference. And that is the group of antioxidants that must come with omega oil. What Zinzino has done is it has identified a group of antioxidants that are closest to the phlorotannins and have added them to the fish oil. This group of antioxidants called polyphenols, they are oil soluble and therefore they get dissolved in the oil that we supply. Okay. Now, these polyphenols are extracted from extra virgin olive oil. If you look at olive oil itself is omega-9, which is another healthy oil. So what we have done is we have added the polyphenols from the oil and enough oil there from the olive oil to give you omega-9, a good supply of omega-9. So we not only give you the omega-3 in generous doses, we recommend 2 servings. The smaller serving has 1,229 milligrams of EPA DHA. Remember, I mentioned you need a minimum of 500. Now, this is more than enough for most people. Unless you are very heavy, above 80 kilos, you may need a little bit more, okay? So now omega-9 has been added along with the polyphenols to help the body not only absorb the omega-3, but use it in a way it gets incorporated into the cell. And not to forget another oil-soluble vitamin, D3. We have also taken the opportunity to add D3, which is found in cod liver oil. In cod liver oil, the concentration is too high. Here, we give you 500 international units for every serving, smaller serving. The larger serving has more, okay? So you get very good value for money, and also the presentation is such that it is easy to consume. To make absolutely sure you don't get any belching and burping, the fish odor has been removed and orange lemon taste has been added slightly, not to give you an orangey taste, but to cover the oil. There are some people who are not very comfortable with taking oil. Now, this oil will taste quite different, okay? So my suggestion would be, between the 3 oils, choose to take omega oil, omega-3 fish oil, preferably supplied in a liquid form, preferably supplied with adequate amounts of EPA DHA at 1 dose, and with the antioxidants that are necessary. And the bonus part will be omega-9 and vitamin D3. This is exactly what Zinzino presents in the balance oil. I think I'll stop here, maybe take a few questions, because Thursdays we have a shorter period. There's another program at 9:30. So I'll take this break to allow any of you to ask questions regarding this or any related subject. Do we need to put balance oil bottles in the fridge after opening? I would suggest, yes, put it into the fridge. Don't put it into the freezer. Make sure it is closed well. The moment you pour it out, close the bottle back and put it back in the fridge. We need a cooler temperature. This part of the world, you know, temperatures can go quite high if you leave it outside. Some people's kitchen are quite far inside the house, quite cool. Some people's kitchen are exposed to the sunlight outside, and temperatures could vary. Fridge would be a good idea. What if vegetarians don't take fish oil and need or have a lack of omega-3? We do have a vegan fish oil. Vincent is trying to desperately get it into the market quickly, going through all the paperwork. Yes, it is available. I think if you want to, you can order over the website just for you, because it'll be delivered to you. This fish oil, by the way, it is entirely vegan and is certified as vegan by the United Kingdom Vegan Society. Why United Kingdom? They are the most strict about this vegan thing, you know? So they have endorsed it. Will Zinzino balance oil help to reduce prostate enlargement? Now, prostate enlargement, all men know what prostate is. I wonder if the women know this. Prostate is the place where your semen is produced, the liquid part. Sperms, which are cells, are produced in the testes. They must mix together before discharge. Now, that gland, prostate gland, if you ask me, is equivalent to in a female, it's equivalent to the uterus. Now, it's a very important organ for the male, and as we get older, it gets enlarged and may even become cancerous. Okay, so depending on which stage you are, there are medical treatments for it. Now, why does it enlarge? Most people don't know. Right now, the thinking is it may be because of hormonal influence over the years. It takes a long time to develop that. Okay. Now, will balance oil help directly in that? No. But should you be taking? Yes, because over a period of a few months, balance oil is going to affect your hormone production for the better. Should you be relying on balance oil exclusively for that? No, you must take some medication for the enlargement of the prostate. When doing a balance test to take a drop of blood, how long the timing can the blood last when sent to Norway Vitas lab? Okay, now the red blood cell can last about 3 weeks. Okay, let's say your product, because of coronavirus lockdown, delay in the postage, reaches there 1 month later. What will happen? Your red blood cell will break up. However, the membrane will still be there in pieces though, and a small piece of that is good enough for the test. So don't worry too much about that time. But if you want to know the time where the red blood cell is in normal shape, it's about 3 weeks once it comes out of the body. In the body, it lasts 120 days. approximately. I am scared to do the balance test by myself. What would be your recommendation? Okay. This is very common here in Asia because for some reason we all are, even the brave people are very scared of needles, including me. I give injections, but I find it very difficult to take one. Now, visit the nearest pharmacist. In pharmacies, at least in Malaysia and Singapore, they do a frequent blood sugar tests. So there are people in pharmacies where they can do it, do a nice job, clean job for you. Now, if you still feel not so confident, see your family doctor. The instructions are clear. It's a small prick and it can be over within about 2 minutes. It can be over, the whole thing. Can cancer diabetic patient take balance oil? Must take. Cancer patient requires more nutrition than normal. Therefore, they need more protein, they need more essential oils, which is balance oil, and also vitamins and minerals. So please give them. Diabetic patient, we always think about sugar. Now, diabetic patients have a poor functioning pancreas. That means the insulin production is not that great. Now, the pancreas is involved in digestion. So diabetic patients, their digestion is not very efficient. They don't get enough protein and essential fats. So you need to give them good protein meals and make sure they get balanced oil so that you know they are getting the essential fatty acids. Can balanced oil help high blood pressure to lower? Yes, but don't take my word for it. How long is the pressure? Let's say he's been having it for 5 years or longer. The blood vessels have already changed. You cannot reverse that back. Someone who has just got blood pressure, if they take and get their balance to 3:1, it will have an effect. How much? Depends on the person. Now, it may come down to a level where he needs less medication. If he's lucky, he might get off the medication. So what about the old people with the blood pressure for longer periods? That blood pressure is going to get worse as you get older. So you don't want to get worse, start taking balance oil now. Can balance oil help hyperthyroidism patient? Partly. One of the protocols that you need to have good thyroid function is you must have enough essential fatty acids. Okay. Now over here, hyper means over function. So we got to calm the thyroid down. For that, there are medications, but at the same time, take a higher dose or serving of balanced oil. That will help in the treatment. Can a person taking balance oil or Velixir after just miscarriage happen? Yes. Now, miscarriage is very unfortunate. It creates a lot of psychological problems for the mother, especially if it is the first pregnancy. But the only consolation I give is they have done analysis of miscarriage products. They find in more than 90% of the cases, the fetus is actually not normal. So nature has decided to stop the miscarriage. Why is it abnormal? Usually it is due to poor nutrition on both the father and the mother, not just the mother. Okay. So both people need to take care of their lifestyle and diet. And one very important part of that is balance oil. Can people who are allergic to seafood take balance oil? Surprisingly, most people allergic to seafood seem to be okay with fish oil or balance oil. However, if you are one of those who are really sensitive, I would say start with a very small serving. Take it for a week. If nothing happens, you can step up slowly to the full suggested serving. Can balance oil help to lose body fat? Yes. But if you're taking only balance oil, no, it might not work. If you do all the necessary things, take care of your diet, move a little bit more, and so on, taking balance oil gives you better results. I have spoken to a number of customers who are more than 50 years old and notice many doctors actually prescribe omega-3 to them. Can you explain the rationale behind this? Now, there are already studies which are beginning to show that those who have very bad omega-6, omega-3 balance are more prone to heart attacks or heart problems. There are doctors who now rely on this. Even if you don't have a problem, they check this to see if you have a balance. This is overseas, in Western countries, where if you don't have it, they warn you. They'll tell you, okay, change your lifestyle, change your diet. To get the balance, take omega-3, because omega-6 we get a lot in our diet to get the balance. Okay. The other thing is, this is a known thing. If you have arthritis, early stage, middle stage, late stage, any treatment that you take should include omega-3 preparation, such as balance oil. It only not helps with the muscle, it helps with the ligaments, the tendons, the cartilage, which is the main part that is involved in the arthritis. If arthritis involves bone, that is already very late. Okay. How much should we be taking? We have given guidelines in the bottle itself. Roughly, it's below 80 kilograms body weight, 7.5 ml. Above 80 kilos, 12.5 ml. What if you are 80.5 kilos? You can take somewhere in between. This is the advantage of having a liquid preparation. Any side effects? Now, they have done this by giving high doses to see anything comes up. They find that there are no side effects. There's only one side effect they've noticed in some people who have diabetes. If you go up to 8,000 milligrams, your sugar can go up a little bit. I think by the time the number of calories you get from the oil will be high enough to raise your body fat and your sugar. And we don't need that kind of dose. Should a pregnant lady take balance oil? Must take. Not only for her, but for the fetus. It is at the stage of development of the brain that omega-3 oils seem to be the most important. And especially it is important during pregnancy, before pregnancy, extremely important in the last 3 months where the brain is developing fast. Will balance oil help sexual improvement for male function? Okay. Now, this is becoming a big problem in modern times. Our testosterone levels are dropping. Our sperm count has dropped 50% in the last 100 years. And testosterone hormone levels have dropped 30%. And many young middle-aged people have this problem. They need to be checked to make sure they don't have any medical problem that is affecting this, and they will be provided with other treatment. Now, those treatments will work better if you have enough of omega-3 in your system. So you must take it.
All right, I think that's all for today. Okay, thank you, Dr. Abraham, for your sharing once again.
Welcome,
okay, I'm sure
welcome.
everyone today has benefited benefited from your advice. Okay, let us give Dr. a round of applause again. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
All right, and
Thank you.
of course, for those who have like what Doctor had shared earlier, but have not tried taking our products, talk to the person who invite you to the call. Okay, and then of course do your test first. We strongly recommend you do the test so that you know where your health stand. Okay, where is your health? What's your health status? All right, and of course, enough that take the product for 120 days daily, and then after that, take the balance test one more time after 120 days of taking the oil. Okay, you will definitely, from what we have observed over the past few months, okay, we can be very sure that you will see an improvement in your health, okay, from the result, and likely you will become balanced after 120 days. Okay, and of course, if you like the product, share them with your friends, your family. And and when you have 4 customers yourself, then Zeno will reward you with a free product for your sharing effort. And actually, right now, I would say it's the best time for you to share a lovely product to your friends and prospect. Why is that so? I just quickly put up this screen, and then you will understand why. All right. Okay, you can see that we actually have a campaign promotion right now. Okay, from now, from 1st of September to 15th of September. Okay, still got a few days left. Okay, your customer will receive one free balance oil, 300 ml for every premium order placed. Okay, it's valid for all kinds of premium order worldwide. Okay, and not just limited to balance oil. So if for example, if your customer actually purchase a Elixir, Elixir is we had vitamins, minerals inside, Elixir Premier Kit here in Singapore, Malaysia. Okay, they will also be getting the balance oil for free. Okay, so let's say, for example, your customers, they really love the product and they actually buy 100 sets of premium oil from you, for example. All right, he will receive one additional 100 bottles of this oil. Okay, so this is simply a very good deal, irresistible deal. Okay, so contact all your customers again to have them restock, and also inform your partners about this amazing deal. Okay, just don't forget to place all your customers' orders by 15th of September. All right, we also understand that not every one of us can actually explain the product well. So as such, you can actually leverage on our weekly health talk, and we actually have a session with Dr. Abraham again tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. So here is the complete September schedule for Doctor. So you, of course, at the same time, you can share with your team and prospects, and get them prepared in advance. For those who haven't, who we didn't manage to get your queries answered earlier, okay, join us again tomorrow, okay, and encourage your partner prospect to join in the session tomorrow so that they understand the benefits of taking the products. All right. So okay. Lastly, I think the webinar is coming to an end, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Okay, so stay safe in the meantime. Okay, and talk to you again. Thank you for participation tonight, and good night. Bye for now.